I went to the Dollar Tree. And then I went to the other Dollar Tree. And then I went back to the first Dollar Tree. And then Mom and I took a day to go out to lunch and go to a bunch of Dollar Trees. And it's been about 2 weeks and 9 Dollar Tree visits. And I got craft stuff to show you. So what I was looking for when I first went were these little plastic doll houses. Somebody said they're Polly Pocket size, but I think they're bigger than that. And I've seen people spray painting these and making Halloween houses, and I really want to make a Halloween house, and they come in 2 styles, and it took me a lot of looking to find these. I found them on the day I started this shopping expedition, but prior to that, I had been looking for these for weeks. As a toy, I don't think they're great, but as a basis for a Halloween project, I'm kind of swooning. So I got those. And I picked up one of the bicycle wheel wreath frames because I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do with it. I'm thinking maybe hang on my sewing room wall with some clothespins as a, not a bulletin board, what would you call that? An inspiration board maybe? I needed it for a reason. The reason just hasn't told itself to me yet. And then I found cotton flour sack towels. The fuzzy traditional towels, I don't know what you would call those, not the cotton flour sack ones. I bought a bunch for my kitchen and they just aren't, for hand washing all your dishes, they're not great. These I did not buy for dishes. These I bought for making project bags because they have got new ones. And I went through and I tried to pick the ones that I thought weren't too kitchen-y. We got Life is Sweet. What is this? Sunshine Kisses and Summer Wishes. And this is the one I think I'm going to use for a project bag. See You at the Beach. I could use this for beach babies. Shake It Off is very kitchen-y, and the tomatoes are very kitchen-y, but they are also very vintage kitchen embroidery. So I could see an embroidery project bag out of this one. And what I decided is whichever ones I do not make into bags, I will use in my kitchen because I really like flour sack towels. Then I was driving home from lunch with my mom. There's a new Dollar Tree I've never seen before, and I guess I've been busy this past month because I've driven past it apparently and not looked in that direction. It is right next to the Joann's in Salem. They share a wall. They have a great craft section. And I walked past this. Look how big this skein is. Can you see why from 3 feet away I thought this was acrylic? This is not acrylic, or it's mostly not acrylic. What are you? It is 85% cotton, 15% polyester. It sure feels like dishcloth cotton. And they had it in 2 colorways. Wouldn't have touched it if it was acrylic, but for making dishcloths. And this is a 595 yard skein. There's a ton here. Back 15 or so years ago, there was a book called Mason-Dixon Knitting, and a lot of the projects were with the sugar and cream kitchen cotton. I know there were some things I wanted to make that required bolts, or not bolts. Fabric comes in bolts. What does yarn come in? Cones of the stuff. This yarn comes in cones, or that yarn comes in cones. So I bought 3 skeins of each of these colorways, and when I figure out what those projects were, I can knit them. Or I can just knit dozens and dozens and dozens of dishcloths. Either way, it'll work. They also have the same cotton yarn. It's got a ply of like metallic tinsel. I don't want metallic tinsel dishcloths, but this stuff is nice and soft, and it might be a shawl, or I don't know what it's going to be. For $2 that got me almost 1,000 yards, I'll figure out something to do with it. Mom went back an hour after I had been there, and all of it was gone. So I don't know if they had just put this stuff out and I had timed it perfectly. Another YouTuber, Just Be Craftsy, found Serenity stock at her local Dollar Tree. So I think the Premier Yarn overstocks might be winding up at Dollar Tree, and it has set me off on a scavenger hunt. That is why we went to so many different stores. This is Premier Yarn Everyday. It's an acrylic. It's a, what would you call that? Is that marled? I don't know. It's pretty and it's soft and I like it, and I don't know what I'm going to knit with it. But again, for $2, that is a challenge I will take. Same store had Mom and Me knits, which might have contributed to justifying this yarn, even though I do not have anybody with a baby to knit for, but I could knit cute little sweaters and put them in a box, and somebody at some point will have a baby. Not necessarily someone in my family. Not hinting for grandchildren. Never get the impression that I am. They also had Pretty in Patchwork Holidays, which is quilting stuff. And different Dollar Tree, different day. Because like I said, I'm on a quest and hitting all of the Dollar Trees. Had Daisy Cakes Bakes, which I try not to buy new cookbooks, but this is so stinking cute, I felt I had to buy it. They had great craft books. There was also one about felted teddy bears sewn from felt, not knitted and felted teddy bears, that I did not get, and one with arm knitting, which I don't see myself doing, so I didn't get that one. But they're out there. And I was looking for, I had a list. It is not very often that I have a list, but I had a list. I wanted to find the galvanized metal tags because I have some ideas for finishing cross-stitch Christmas ornaments. I found some other galvanized stuff that I hope I can use for finishing cross-stitch. I thought this was a pie tin, but the rest of the internet seems to think it's a bottle cap. I'm using it as a pie tin and doing something kitchen-y. Someone somewhere, I can't remember who, I've got it bookmarked, was using dominoes to make little art journals. These are not, I don't think, the right dominoes, but they're bigger and they're thinner and they're wood, and I'm going to go back and rewatch her tutorial and see what I can do. I haven't seen the fabric in forever. Not the most cost-effective way to buy fabric, but it's pretty and I wanted to play with it, and there are some bag tutorials I have been dying to sew. So I'm going to do that. And somewhere here there's another thing. This is my other thing. In the school supplies, they had these vinyl zipper top bags, and I think for cross-stitch storage that this should be great. It's this, I didn't measure it, but it looks the same size as the mesh zippered bags I've bought in the past. I got this one because I like the lemons, but there was also one with slices of watermelon, and I think there was also something else. So I'm not going to buy anything else at the Dollar Tree for a while except for snacks for the boys, but I am definitely going to keep my eye open to see what other overstock yarn they might get into. I heard that they have the big Happy Planner sticker packages, but they didn't have them at any of the 8 or 9 or however many stores I made it to. And who knows what else they'll come up with. It seems like that yarn section just keeps expanding, and I'm going to keep my eyes open and be restrained in my purchase unless they have something else like this, in which case, yeah, I'll spend another $5 and not feel guilty about it. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is My Romantic Tangle, and I'll be back with you with more videos soon.